Yo, good morning. Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Welcome back, everybody. In today's episode, we have a first-time submitter, Medieval, spelled differently, and it's Charfooter. The Charfooter on one of the new maps, actually. This one is called Foothills, spawned into the north, and he's headed over to the west side. Of the three new maps, this is my least favorite, but I like all three of the ones that are currently in, what is it called? Recon mode. I liked in the first three, I did not like two of them, I liked one of them. So that makes four of the six. This one I think is my least favorite of these three. The center needs to be worked on a little bit. If we take a quick look over there and we'll get to what Medieval's doing. This is just too open and almost useless for scouts. It's so easy to get spotted in a scout over here. Just look how close it is to the green ring or somebody up here where these guys are. In theory, this looks like a good scouting area, but it just really isn't. And it makes the whole center, at least in this case, left center of the map, as we're looking at it, the west side of the center, kind of useless. So I like this replay here because it does two things. Number one is he never gives up. Number two is it kind of shows with the Charfooter how it can actually be played as a cyclical gun. Now, it's got four shells. They each do, I want to say 390, or is it 360? It is 390. The reload for all four is extremely long. This is the French-style auto-loader, so if you press C to reload the whole clip, you have to wait the whole time. So it's not an auto-reloader. You do not get, a shell coming in as soon as you fire one. You can see he's at 3, and that's what he's got until he hits C. But what's cool about this particular replay is he seems to not really want to do that too much, and for the most part, playing it a little bit more like a TD sniper at this point. This tank can do that pretty easily. So he's taking one shot. He's going to zoom in on this guy and take another. And I think you bailed out of that a little early. I might have stayed in, but I'm not running this tank, and we'll see what happens from here. He has two shells left. Now, for me, as I was watching it this first time through, I said, well, I would be reloading right now, but then he would have missed that shot. He does take one in return. They know he's there. And now he's down to one. And then I thought to myself, I would very definitely be hitting C and reloading here. And I think this might be the point in the game where I would argue that you probably should have reloaded. But we'll take a look and see if you get another shot in here. The 430 is sort of down in a low spot there, and we don't really have a shot on him. We got a Kunze T55 and a T100. What we're going to find out is there is a lot more over on the west side than we thought. So as we wait for what happens here, the T55 is kind of out in the open. So it looks like he's going to look for a shot on that guy, but not quite. His own T100 is doing a nice job spotting. The T54 is sort of moving up. He's got another Charfooter behind him. Now, the problem with the position where the T54 is and the Kunze and the T55A is those spots are nice for forward spotting and Pika booming. Hold down over there. The problem is that they're very, very exposed to arty. And the position where our hero Medieval is a bit better. Takes kind of a chancy shot, is able to avoid a return, and now we're on a reload. That's going to take a while to happen. Not a big advantage being held by either team, although you can tell that over on the east side, Medieval's team is a bit more passive and campy. They let the purples get through the town more or less over there, and they are attempting to hold them back by Sniperino. So we're hanging out in this bush still, and the arty's doing some work. The enemy is lost in arty. That's going to be in their advantage for sure. Looks like maybe got countered or spotted by somebody. Again, we take a shot, but we don't stand in. We get lit. I think we probably, yeah, there we go. We do stand in, so we take that shot. But we don't want to risk it again, I don't think. Yeah, and he backs out of that. So again, that's probably a spot where I try to take another one, and maybe I pay for it because I was lit, and there's several guns back there that we don't know about. So he goes dark, and this ends up working out for him because he gets a track on a crit, reloads in time, and then we take him down with the arty helping out a little bit and helping pin him down and stun him and all that good stuff. Now we got a good advantage going. It's 5-2. The other Charfooter moves up, but he only got 114 hit points, so he lost some hit points trying to make that move. The T-54 is about dead, and Medieval's kind of hanging out back here. So we're on the full reload again. And then we find this guy, and that's one of those bummers. It's like, I wish I had shells right now. Then the 14.5 goes across, and we're waiting for a reload. He actually gets stuck or stops on that tank, so we get hit on him. Then we get lit and we back out. Being patient once again, but it looks like quite the overmatch over here. All of a sudden, a Fochby, a Kunze, and Udez, they've all got pretty good hit points, while the Kunze's pretty low. And we've lost all our friends. And just like that, other than the 100 LT, which is just about dead, that's all we've got over here. I probably would have tried to take that shot there. Kunze is hanging out, so we're going to maybe get a shot on him. We're trying to figure out how we can do that. Doesn't happen. Kunze walks back into there. But the artillery's been doing a pretty good job. And all of a sudden, the T-100 LT of the enemy team is behind us. So he doesn't see us yet, but as soon as we fire, he does. Get a nice shot on him. He's going to back out. He's got 2 shells. So for my money, you bail out of this position and you run back and you take on the 100 LT. I was a little bit surprised that you didn't, but it's okay because he was actually headed for the artillery. So we get a nice kill on him, and now we're down to 1 shell. And right here, I definitely hit C. I hit C and I run. I hit C and I back off these rocks and I get the heck out of Dodge. I don't even stick around. Especially not with just 1 shell kind of hanging out right here. Because if I get pushed, there's not a whole lot I can do. Charfooter die, or the Kunze dies, and then here comes this guy. So it's time to get out of Dodge. So I think really if you'd have hit C and fallen back to the next corner, you'd have been in a lot better shape. Right here, the Foch is pushing you, the 14.5 is coming at you, artillery takes a piece out of you, and we're still running with only 1 shell. So this whole fallback time, in my opinion, should have been spent reloading, and we don't hit it till then. And I thought at first, I'm like, oh, he's crazy like a fox. He's going to actually get a shot on the 14.5, but we hit the reload just as we go around the corner, and I don't know why he didn't shoot you. Maybe he saw somebody else, or that was actually very strange. So here's a part of this map I was not aware of. These corners, it looks like, have some bushes and places to hide and some rolling terrain, so I thought that was kind of interesting, as I had not gone to these corners yet on these maps. This was the first time I've seen this area. So we come around here. When I run like this, and I do it like this, I drive with my turret backwards so I can see what's going on. Some people don't like doing that, but nice little power slide makes them miss. Poor guy. Fire, fire. Oh, man, I think you had a shot. Yeah, you did. You were just looking too low. Just looking too low. So we're going to hang out here, and then we get pushed. And this is the never give up. He's got 3,124 damage. 1,076 assist. Doing a pretty nice job. Artie is trying to help him over here. And all of a sudden we got guys coming in like, holy cow. Looks for him. Nope. Goes for the Foch. And here's the question. Can we finish off the Foch? Well, pretty close. We're going to hit him there. We're going to hit him there. And then he doesn't quite go for it and decides to auto-aim. Here is a problem with auto-aim on the Foches, and I find this every time, and it drives me crazy. We're going to go around beside him. Pretty good idea, but look where the aim point is. Look where the aim point is. Unless you're right beside him. So it's centered, although we still have an angle, right? There's the center of mass, and because of this angle stuff, when you're front quarter and you're auto-aimed on a Foch, you're hitting right on this angled part. So even when he gets around to the side of him, look where it's at. Look where it's aimed. And I don't know if that's a mistake or what, but that is not center of mass for this hole. So is it the spotting point that it uses? I don't know. It feels like center of mass would be off to the left, but the Foches, this is quite far forward on these things. There is some track kind of sticking out here, but it's a weird thing on these Foches, and casemates in general are kind of like this. Be very careful about that, because you would think the auto aim would be back here, centered more on the whole of the whole thing, but it's pretty far forward. So he gets one more shot on him, which is good. And this seems like we're dead to me, right? 40-something seconds. And are we reloading 1 shell? Uh-oh. Is that what's going on? Oh my goodness. And we're reloading 1 shell. There's the danger of using C and being really busy fighting. We are currently reloading 1 shell, and that is no good. Udez gets a chunk of us, and really I'm just thinking, well, this is probably over. But watch what happens. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the Grill A has relocated and now has shots on this side of the map and takes out the 14.5. The Char Footer is doing his best. He gets stunned. I think he immediately fixes it, which is a very wise decision because he had a med kit, so now he's not slowed down. And this poor Foch B is trying to get turned around and take this guy on, already hitting him from every direction. And it looks like our hero's making a runner. Gonna come around here, and boom. The Foch turns on him, gets nuked by the Grill A, and it is all over but the shouting, folks. Really nicely done. For me, I hit 2. You can double tap 2, and that will send it over to the heat and reload my heat shells. So we're just kind of driving along here. Maybe trying to avoid the Conqueror GC. And it's down to a 53 TP and a Conqueror, and it's pretty much over with. So my only thing for you on this, man, is watch out for your reload situation. But I thought it was also a good example of staying in there with the shells that you've got in the clip and running it more like a cyclical gun. And you can do that with this tank better than other, I think, auto reloaders, or auto loaders, sorry, not auto reloaders, because it hits so hard. And another reason that it sort of works for this tank is the intra clip in between shells is so long. A lot of times you have to bail out, get cover, and wait anyway. So if you take that one shot and you do what you do on a lot of auto loaders, where you take a shot and you go, well, I'm not going to get an immediate another shot, let me hit reload, and you're down for 30 seconds, you can really take yourself out of the fight for quite a long time. And this one, I think, kind of helps you break that habit if you just think of it, for a while anyway, as cyclical. And then when you need to take cover, hit the reload for everything and do so, you're in good shape. So it looks like we've reloaded HE on the way in here. That's a good idea. And did we get a shot on this guy or what? That would be awesome. Where is this Conqueror CGC? He's not in that corner. Did we miss him back in the other corner? What the actual heck is he sitting right up here? Well, the hunt is on, my friends. I have actually no idea. I didn't watch this far through the game, so I bet he has pushed in behind his buddies. We did not get spotted over here, but there may be a position in this corner that's actually hidden from spotting people based on the little undulations. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. He may have also gone up the west side of the map following his buddies, because if we don't find him back in this corner, which it appears we are not going to, maybe. We haven't been lit either, so is he really just hiding behind this building? This is nuts. Yeah, he's gone up the side of the map. He's gone up the side of the map. Let's just watch. Oh, jeez. These things do not turn very well, which is kind of a hallmark of all of these French auto-loading kind of tanks here with these oscillating turrets. None of them turn very sharply. Bit of a balancing decision, I believe. So back to the cyclical thing. Of course, the other thing that you've got going on with this tank is that if you need that burst damage, it's there, right? As long as you're keeping a few shells in reserve each time. This is crazy. Like, what on earth? Has he gone all the way? Is he all the way in the northwest corner now? Very well could be. This is the invisible CGC. Holy cow. Surprised me a little bit based on the direction of shots that were coming in on him earlier, but it's been a while now, so who knows how far he's got along. Even the GW is out looking for him. I assume he didn't get lit in the corner, so no shots came to the GW. Are we not going to find this guy? Alright, this is mind-boggling. There he is. He went where I thought he did. Alright. Little HE on him, and then the arty finishes him off. So we drop another 41, I guess. How did he only do 41? It must have been the other guy hit him. Or all that was arty or something. That was very strange. We only got 41 out of that. 4,297 damage, 2,506 assist with 2 kills from Medieval Clan rolled. Fantastic, man. Good example of using it more like a cyclical. I thought you probably could have forced to reload a couple times, but there you have it. Not a huge deal. And then, of course, the end game. Not giving up. Really nicely done right there. And then not seeing that you were reloading one shell could have been a problem if you had needed it. But the grill come back and absolutely saved your bacon. However, that is part of not giving up, right? That gave him time while you raged around and made it as hard as possible to be killed. Gave him time to get in position and take 2 shots. Right on, man. That's all I've got for today, guys. We will see you.